Welcome back. We got another project to do. No lights in the bathroom. There's nothing like a nice romantic bath with the wife, but trying to shave becomes a real pain in the neck. So we're going to figure out what's going on with this light. Obviously we've got nothing going on here. We do have a vent fan, but no power for the lights. We already pulled the bulbs out and did a simple check by putting them inside the lamp in the bedroom. The bulbs are fine. I'm going to check to make sure we have power over here on our GFI. And then we're going to go over here and test this out and see what's happening. Alright, you're going to need a few simple tools. One thing most important is a flashlight. This thing's pretty cool. Strap this on the old noggin. And this little LED. And voila, we got light. Second most important tool today is a simple circuit tester. We're going to check to see where the power is, if we have power. So let me first go over here to this GFI and see what happens. So using the circuit tester, you simply want to insert it in like a plug. Come on now, get in there. And we've got power. See how it's lit up? So we know the circuit's good. I don't want to break these and zap myself. Come on now. A little tight, but that's good. Alright, next thing we're going to do is going to take the plate off the switch. I'm going to reach in there and test the circuit, see what's going on. So I need myself a regular flat blade bit. Hopefully there's still one in here. Yes, there is. And you're going to need to remove the 4 screws to get the wall plate off. Alright, so what we're doing is checking for power to the switch. If you look inside here, you can actually see where the black wire comes and wraps around the base of the switch, the brass nut. They shaved it, or stripped it back, and then they loaded it over here to the secondary switch, which controls the ceiling fan. Now this is your primary feed, the black wire, and if you touch the switch, it lights up the circuit light, which tells me you do have power. Same thing over here. So we have power. Now if you notice, when you come up here, it still lights up because you're finding the ground. It doesn't mean the switch is on, it just means it found the ground. So what you can do to test it is if you simply find the ground, throw the switch on, ground it, touch it, it lights. When the switch is off, no light, no power. This guy over here, switch on, touch it, no light. So we know we have power going to it. When we turn it on, we got no light. So we're going to start with the switch. We'll get a brand new switch and put that in there and see how it works. Okay, so now that we know that we do have a faulty switch, let's go down to the fuse box and turn the power off because I don't like getting zapped. So let's head down to the basement. Alright, so we locate the fuse box, fuse panel, you might want to call it. And inside everything is neatly labeled. So we're looking for the upstairs bathroom. And the upstairs bathroom, the third one from the bottom. So we got a spare, the basement lights, upstairs bathroom. And you can see that as a 15 amp circuit that we're working with. So right now we don't have any power up there. We will go back upstairs and I will test it with the tester just to make sure. And then we'll take that switch out and replace it. Alright, so we threw the breaker downstairs. Let's just test to make sure we don't have any power. The test light is not lighting either side, either way, on or off. So we're good to go here. Alright, so let's get the screwdriver. First thing I was going to do is remove the retaining screws for the actual switch. We'll switch out. Gain yourself some room. Take a picture and see there. So as you see, this is the feed wire coming in. They stripped it and then fed the second switch for the fan. This is your wire that once you throw the switch, sends power up to the lights. And the same thing. On this side, the wire, when you throw the switch, sends power up to the ceiling fan. If I can get these out of here, first thing I'll do is just disconnect the power. And if I take it out all the way, give me access to what I want. Here we go. So you can see right now the switch is actually broken. It makes sense why it's not working. Alright. On this side we do have a ground wire. The ground is always the green indicator. Let's take that one out. We get that out of the way. We get it real easy. Here we go. Set this over aside. Now, there's usually a release for these things. Press it in, it should release the wire. And such it did. But you can see our switch is just broken, which makes a lot of sense. Can't complain. It's probably 15, 20 years old. Okay, so we have our new switch. On, off. Same thing. First what we're going to do is take our black wire. And if you can see on the back, it'll slide right inside here. Pretty simple. Let's reattach our ground wire. And if I get a pair of needle nose pliers, I'll open that up. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to open the wire up with the needle nose. If you can get in there and pitch it, you're even better. And we'll secure that wire. When we reattach the ground screw, you notice how the wire leads trailing clockwise. And the whole idea is when you tighten it down, it also secures it into the tab. The feed to the lights just slipped right in the back. And now we have this stripped wire, which we're going to insert inside here. See if we can get this open far enough to do that. Spread her open, squeeze her, lock it down. Okay. Now what I also like to do is I like to finish it off with some electrical tape. That way it prevents anybody from hitting that by mistake while you're in there playing around. So let me get my tape out. I just like to simply lay the electrical tape around the switch, covering the terminals, back up and around. Nice little pull. This way, less risk of anybody if they ever get in there hurting themselves. Now we'll twist it back. Notice how the wires are sort of bowed up. And the whole idea is when it goes back into the box, they retract with it. We'll push. Get your upper screw. You can see the guide hole. Okay. Line it up there. Twist it with your fingers good. Lower one. Whoops. Didn't get that far enough. Let me get my handy screwdriver. It's the right way of doing it. Okay. This guy up. Now you don't have to go crazy, just secure it till the tabs come up against the drywall. And before you lock it into place, Just make sure the switches line up okay. Looking good. Looking good. Then this guy's up just a little too loose. Put my little screws at. 4 little white screws. So right now, if you look inside, the tape's covering the terminals. The switch itself operates. I'm very confident the lights are going to work at this point. So let's just put the switch cover plate on. Then we'll go back downstairs and turn the circuit back on. Voila, we got light. It's a miracle. If you have any questions, just comment below. Thank you for watching.